Um, I greet you in the name of peace. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Um, One of the issues want to talk about is immigrant Muslims and the indigenous Muslims here in this country. More likely the American Negro Muslims in this country, and how we have a relationship. From my point of view, basically it's my opinion. Um, what I want to talk about is that our relationship, as far as in the paper, they were talking about, especially in the media, talking about the killing of the two imams up in New York and whatnot, and it just had me thinking. It had me thinking about how you know how in more of them, I'm going to use the phrase that Malcolm X used: "Chickens coming home to roost," so to speak. Not in the sense in in what that phrase meant, because being an American Negro myself, I've seen how we went through the same thing, back in the day. You know, white folks didn't want us moving in our neighborhoods, moving their neighborhoods, excuse me. Um, and, they didn't want us going to their public schools in their neighborhood. You know, I was during the '70s. I was subjected to going to school in all white neighborhoods. My elementary school that I went to was in Southwest Philadelphia, which was back then was predominantly white. You know, I mean, I got a taste for I had what it was like to go to school in a white neighborhood. You know, where I had this white dude. He was a teenager, I guess. I was a little kid, so I guess I had to assume he was a teenager and whatnot. You know, and I was like basically in the first grade in this school. You know, I was being naive little kid. How this white boy spit in my face. If I after right after I was just just having a simple conversation. Conversation. A first grader would have with just anybody. Any human. You know, spitting. Spitting. Have a white boy spit in your fucking face. You know, it taught me a lesson. You know, being in the black community, excuse me, in the white community. That how the white man feels about the black man. Getting. I don't want to get off track and whatnot. But this is same thing. Same thing applies. If the white man, if you ain't white, you know, then basically white man really not gonna put too much trust into you and whatnot. I mean, you gotta look at it. If you look at our history, our Black history, we have Black movements and whatnot. Whether it was like the Black Panthers, who were armed militants, proud black brothers, whom you know, who me and myself, proud of. I got family members who were, members of the Black Panthers, back in the day, you know, and you know, it's it is something to be, it got to be something in this country, to come into this country and look at this country as the land of milk and honey, but yet the people in this country want to treat you like a third class citizen. I mean, the white man still does that to the American Negro. You know, I mean, we get no love from the white man. No, black people, mm, white man gives the black Americans no love whatsoever. We gotta ask him for just about everything in this country. You know, the black people in this country are not self-sufficient. If we want to build a house, we gotta ask a white man to build us a house. If we want health care, we gotta ask the white man to give us health care. If we want an education, we have to ask the white man to give us an education. I mean, he doesn't give us the best of education. He don't. Just look at our public school system. Look at the public school system in Detroit. The worst public school system ever I've ever seen in this country, man. Where the public schools, you got gymnasiums with warped basketball courts. You got paint chipping off the walls. You got books that are so outdated and whatnot. I remember going to school, but my books was like that. I went to school, public schools in Philadelphia, where pages were missing, where the teacher had to write, literally write on the blackboard of what was missing from the textbooks. That was hard because you had to, either stay after school and finish, or take a lower grade, take an automatic fail. That was something else. You know, I mean, never, it's an old saying. If the white man can't teach you, he will never respect you. You know, so here in this country, you can just take a look at our public schools, and worth the spit that he throws out the window, man. It's not worth a damn. You know, so you do take a page from us and whatnot, man, to see how we dealt with the white man in this country. The white man is very harsh. You know, white man really got no love. Nah, nah, nah. I say maybe about 1% of American whites, got love for, you know, the American Negro. 1% of the American white population. That's it. You know, and that's me being generous because I could have went lower than that, lower than 1%. You know, but the relationships between the American immigrant Muslims and the black Muslims, mm, Mm-mm. There's a lot of mistrust. It's like I've been Muslim so long, man, and I've seen so much shit between both communities. It's like here they come wanting us to donate our money, the American, coming to the American Negro Muslim community, asking us to donate our money so they can send it overseas. That's some ridiculous shit. uh we got rent to pay. We struggle. Black people struggle, especially the American Muslims, man. I mean, these are people who really don't want to have nothing to do with us. That's how I look at it. Have nothing to do with us because he has a better ear. He has the best ear of the white man than we do. You know, he has a better the immigrant Muslim has a better relation with the white man than any African American Muslim that I've seen. But yeah, you want to ask us, give Sadaka so you can send it overseas. But a brother or sister come to you who are, American Negro Muslim, they come to you, ask for Sadaka, you give them the side eye, the stink eye, you know, you look sideways at them and whatnot. I've even asked for Sadaka, for help. I've gotten $50. I gotten maybe $200. One time to pay bills because I was hungry at the time. You know, being someone who's been habitually homeless and whatnot, and by Allah's grace, I got my own place now. Because me having this place is a benefit. Me and being a vet, you know, ready to shed my blood for these fucking Kafirs, man. That's the only reason I got this piece. But it's like it's a slap in the face where the immigrant Muslims when he asks, it's like he can get, it's like man, if the only way you can get a come up is that you have to be one of them, you know. I say if one of them was to come to the indigenous to the immigrant Muslims and ask for sadaqah, he benefits more because he's of their people, of their tribe, you know. So he benefits, That's like damn, you know. I mean, even still, even socially, we African American Muslims and the indigenous don't even socialize, that tight and whatnot. I've last time I was home back in 2013, I went to Temple University to see if I can talk to the Muslims there because see if they could help me because I got the invitation of a brother, a Muslim. I told this Muslim brother about my situation. I said, look, I'm homeless. I didn't lie to him at the time. I'm about telling the truth. Say I just got out of prison and, I'm just looking to have car fare, for a couple of months, where I can have, give me a bus pass, a SEPTA bus pass. Being from southeastern Pennsylvania, they got these bus passes, monthly bus passes. You can get monthly, or you get bus pass for 90 days, or you can get bus pass for a year. But I came, anyway by the invitation of this Muslim brother. I told the truth because the brother told me, come, you know, and I did. You know, they'll feed you. I can tell you that they'll feed you good. But when they're talking about coming out their pockets, you got nothing coming, nothing coming. You know, I looked around the room. I ain't see nobody that looked like me. Nobody. All I seen is a bunch of white folks, who are Muslim, and a bunch of immigrants. That's it. I didn't even see an African there. You know, it's deep, man. But yet you want me to donate money to send overseas. You want me to help you build your madrasas, your masjids. And I'm speaking for, what I say in my mouth. I'm speaking for all the American Negro Muslims who've been wanting to say this, because we know better, man. We know how to deal with white people, man. White people understand one thing is pain. Whether we're American Negro Muslims or not, you know, they don't understand, pain. That's why a lot of us in our communities are strapped. You'll find statistically that just about every fucking African American household got some heat, got some heat for these motherfuckers, man. You'll find it. You know, got them choppers. We got them choppers in our house. We got that steel. We got that long steel. We got that short steel. You know, we know how to deal with them. You know, I mean, it's kind of fucked up that we burn down our own communities instead of going into their communities to burn down their shit. But that's another video. Relations upon the indigenous Muslims and the immigrant Muslims are piss poor, man. It is. It is. It is. It is. I mean, even when you go to the masjid, you see a kafir doing security at the masala, at the masjid. Why is it that this kufar is doing security at the masjid when the Muslims are capable of providing our own security? Really? I mean, come on, come on. I mean, let's look at this. It's ridiculous. That's like asking the wolf to protect the hen house. Who asked the wolf to protect the hen house? Nobody does that. It doesn't make sense. Muslims are protective of Muslims. Not the kuffar. Imam Siraj Wahad says that Muslims will not be successful in America until there is a marriage between the indigenous Muslims and the immigrant Muslims. Let me read that one more time. Imam Siraj Wahad says that Muslims will not be successful in America until there is a marriage between indigenous and immigrant Muslims. Let's look at what the meaning of that. See, marriage means a lot. I mean, let's look at the word. Means bringing together. You know, like marriage is like the man and woman just doesn't marry. It's about bringing the marriage of the families, bringing marriage of communities, bringing together of tribes, of clans. You know, that's my broad definition what a marriage is to bring together. It brings together a community. I don't see that here in this country. Not even in the state that I live in. I live in Washington State. There are no there is no indigenous American Negro Muslim community in this entire state. All of them are run by immigrant Muslims, and they have committees. They have committees. You know, each immigrant masjid has committees. There's one masjid in particular in this state, in King County, where one imam can't even give a khutbah unless that khutbah, that talk, that sermon is approved by this committee. Wow, censorship. You know, these cats, they say you immigrant Muslims fear the kuffar so much. I'm telling you, man, you need to take a page from Black American history. How we dealt with these Kafirs, man. Seriously, you know, how is it so hard for the government to infiltrate the American Negro Muslim community? It still is. You know, they can't get no spies in. They can't get no bitch nigga. You know, who's gonna run and tell white old massa, that what we doing. But you really need to take a page, from us. You know, don't, I ain't trying to come off being racist. I'm just, realistic. I'm not racist. I trust me. I have white people in my family too. You know, I mean, my family name is an Irish name and whatnot. The Irish people were slaves in this country alongside the Negroes in this country who are also slaves. And the Irish slaves cohabited with the Negro slaves in this country. You know, come to find out that my own people, my father's ancestors live right next door to his Irish ancestors. You know, there was a lot of mulattoes born back in those days in my father's family tree. So you know, and I've married women of I've been married 4 times, and I've married women of different backgrounds, different nationalities. So I've married Puerto Rican, I've married Lebanese, I've married indigenous women. So it's impossible for black people to be racist and whatnot. We could be prejudiced, but never racist. Because black people have never had any type of power, any type of real political power to where we control other nationalities, other races, economically, socially, politically, on any type of level. We never had that type of power. So it's impossible for a black man in this country to be racist. You know, we could be prejudiced, we could be bigots. Yeah, we can, but never racist. You know, there was an article. Maybe I don't know if I touched in on this one issue. There was an article last month about CARE dealing with uh, the issues of the African American Muslim, because CARE have been one of those organizations that don't really care about blacks, whether Muslim or not. They always dealt with immigrants and whatnot. When I even you go to their website, all you see is whites and immigrants. You'll see other than anyone that looks like me, indigenous. You never see an indigenous black man on their website and whatnot. I'm always keep my shit 100% real. Um, if you don't want to fuck with me, I will never fuck with you. I will, if I see you laying on the street, in need of CPR, I will walk the fuck past you, whether you Muslim or not. That's just me keeping it real. You know, I'm keeping my shit 100, man, because I've seen some shit like a lot of you immigrant Muslims do, to us black folks. Whether they're a Muslim or not. You know, so if you don't want to fuck with us, why should we fuck with you? You know, I mean, you get a few, you may get a few token niggas to to cheerlead for you and whatnot. That's that'll happen. Even our leaders from yesteryear knew that of the possibility of their downfall will be the result of our own time, black people. Martin Luther King spoke about that. He gave a talk. He gave a short talk in the basement um, of a church, talking about how a movement can be destroyed by its own people, that works against change. You know, so we expect that you'll find a few, like I said, you'll find a few token niggas, to cheerlead for you. Mainly a lot of females. You'll find a few female American Negro Muslims, to cheerlead for you. You know, and you may find that a few men, Negro men, who are led by their women, you know, who will get them on board as well, you know. I'm saying, the race, that's another video in itself. Um, it definitely need to be some change between the indigenous and the American Muslims because, even when I was Christian, Christian and whatnot, man, it's like I think Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I'm Muslim, man, and not Christian because let's look at it like this. You got white people who are Christian. You got black people who are Christian. You know that white motherfucker that shot them 9 people in that fucking church was Christian and whatnot, man. Now, why would I want to be part of religion, part of a motherfucking religion, where that same white Christian can't stand the sight of me because I'm black or Christian? I was like, don't he know I'm Christian? I was like, yeah, think about it. Think about it. The same people that's in the church were Christian just like him and whatnot. But yet he smoked them because they were black. And here I am, I'm Muslim, and you immigrant Muslims treat black people who are Muslim the same way these Peckerwood motherfuckers do who are Christians. You treat people, you treat you immigrant Muslims treat the indigenous American Negro Muslims the same exact way that white motherfucker in that church who shot and murdered those 9 people. Same thing. You think I'm lying. You think I'm bullshitting. You better ask somebody. I've been around the block a long time, man. I said many times. I've been around the block. Did many things, man. Other things I did is either open out front on Front Street. My shit been on Front Street, and whatever is hidden that I've done, Allah knows about it. I've never, I've always been the type of person, man. To be open. An open type cat. Where you come at me with open arms, with peace, I come at you the same. You know, yeah. I mean, Islam was easy for me to come to because I'm from a city that's predominantly the largest African American Muslim community in the country. Philly has the largest population of African American Muslims in this country. So it was real easy for me to become Muslim. You know, because I look at these bojangling pastors, these fucking pimps, which they should be called. They shouldn't be called pastors. They should be called pimps. You know, the motherfuckers want to take my money, and the black man's money, so he could buy him a new car, buy his wife a new car, get him $1 million home, and send his ugly ass kids to a private school instead of giving the experience of public school like I did. Yeah, it's just something, you know. I hope that whatever I said, that it could produce some type of change within our communities, especially what Imam Siraj Wahaj has said. You know, that, there will never be any success until there is a marriage between our communities. You know, so like I said, I'm gonna be sending you or look in the description box for some links to certain articles and whatnot. that I'm going to be, posting. Um, just so you can read upon. Um, I welcome all comments. You know, just want to see how what you cats thinking about. Okay, so I leave you in peace. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.